Okay. All right. All right. All right. First and foremost, I say call Allah Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. I just said, is all praises to the Father in the name of the Son. Also want to say Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai Barakatah. Right. So this is kind of like something that I wanted to do over anyway, man. But now I have a clearer understanding of what this is going into, man. So when I go into Isaiah 56 here, man, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show what it's about, man, right? In all sincerity, man. If you believe that what I'm saying is wrong, man, please address it, man. Please come to the comments or hit me in my inbox, or if you follow me on some other platform other than YouTube, man. Right? Please go into this and decipher where I'm wrong, man. Point it out so that I can grow through the Spirit. Right? This is not about stagnation. We not staying in the same position as we was in the past. We moving forward with this truth, man. Knowledge is increasing in these last days, man. We not too proud in this day to admit that we had something wrong, right? Unlike the Christians who had the solid, unrefutable doctrine that they would say for 1,500 plus years, man. We over here in the Hebrew Israelite community, we should be able to learn and grow, right? And actually, let me see this one right here. Salakia. So let's get this really quick, man. This is 1 Corinthians 8, right? Verse 2, it says, and if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know, right? It's plain and simple, man. If we think we know something, we might be wrong, man. So that's what this walk is all about, right? It's about increasing in knowledge, man, right? And even as a teacher, you can't be like, oh, I know everything, man, right? Yes, we have to be grounded in the doctrine, man, and not wavering, man. But when the scriptures shows you something, and where you see something in the scripture, man, you gotta cleave to it, man. The doctrines of men do not fly over here, man. Right? The doctrines of Israelite community, Christian community, it do not fly over here. We go according to thus saith the Holy Bible, thus saith the Holy Scripture, man. Right? And sometimes we go outside of what people will call the Holy Scriptures, and we go into the Apocrypha. People might be like, that's not the Bible. But its influence is divinely inspired. You could say that the New Testament after Christ ain't divinely inspired then too, man. Right? So let's not go that route, man. We're not going to bash what's being used, man. Right? Because from my knowledge, this is what it is, man. Right? So we're going to go into this, man, and we're going to explain this Isaiah 56 because it is a chapter that Christians often will go to and be like, look, this is about salvation for all nations, man. And while we do believe that salvation is extended to all nations, we don't believe that its salvation extended to all nations is the same as the salvation of Israel, right? So we're going to deal with this in sincerity and in truth. Most High willing, Yahweh willing, man, right? So Yahweh Ratazah. So let's get right into this. This is Isaiah chapter 56. Right, it says, thus saith Yahweh, right? Keep ye judgment and do justice. Who is this talking to, man? Who keeps judgment and does justice, man? Right? See, I could have probably just went right here. I knew it was in 1 Corinthians, but I didn't know what chapter. I thought it was 8, man. Right? So this is 1 Corinthians 6:1, it says, dare any of you having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust, right? So what does it say here, right? Justice, right? And I know that's not what they're not equivalent, man, right? But it's the same type of idea, man. right? And it says, and not before the saints, right? So if we go to the law, before the unjust, man, right? And not before the saints, right? It says, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world, right? Keep ye judgment, right? And it says, and if the world shall be judged, this world is talking about all nations, man, right? If the world, all nations shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? And continuing on, man, we could see this, man. It says, know ye not that we should judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments, right? Judgments, keep ye judgment, right? Of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church, right? So it says, keep ye Isaiah 56:1 again. Thus saith Yahweh, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation. Now this is the verse that will really trip everybody up here, man. For my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed, right? So let's go here. Right. I think it's Isaiah 45, right? So this is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved, right? And Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Boom. Drop the book. That's all we need, right? You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Right? That's what they be saying, man. This is all we need, man. Right? That's the proof in the pudding right there, man. That's what they would say, right? But when we go deep into this, man, we see something else, man, right? Let's go into it, man. Right? So I don't really want to get that just yet, man. But I'm just going to go into how the nations fit into this, man. Right? So this Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1, it says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Let's get that out of another translation, man. Bible Hub. Alright, let's go to Isaiah 14:1 out of Bible Hub. Salakia, give me a second, right? So, Isaiah 14:1, right? The NIV, it says, Yahweh will have compassion on Jacob. Once again, he will choose Israel and settle them in their own land. Foreigners, other nations, will join them and unite with the descendants of Jacob. This literally says they're going to be joined with us, man. All right, continue. Let's go to another one, man. I'm going to just get the second half of this verse, man. Right, because we know what the first part is saying, man. Right, but what is the second part saying? And people from many different nations will come and join them there and unite with the people of Israel, man. Right, and it says, and sojourners will join them and will attach themselves to the house of Jacob. Right, the foreigner will join them and unite with the house of Jacob. So we seeing that the cleaving is joining, right, and clinging, right, and attaching, right. What else do we have here, right? Attach, right? Alien will join, right? The foreigner will join, right? Cleave again, right? So join. We seeing this idea that they come in and join in Israel, man. Right? Why is that though, man? Right, let's continue on. Well, I guess I don't really need the rest of it, but I could continue on. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So the people who join themselves to the children of Israel will be possessed for servants and handmaids, right? And then this is also going into another harsh reality for the heathen, right? These people who cleave into the house of Israel, I don't think they face the harsh reality of being ruled over or oppressor, because they're not necessarily oppressors if they're trying to join with Israel, man. Right, but it says, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, right? So we taking the people who had us in captivity, right? But some people joining us, man. Right, so these people joining us, but some of these people is just being taken captives, right? It's a difference in this, man. whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right? So let's get another verse here, man. Right? This is really the only verse that I wrote anything down for. So I am going to be shooting off the hip for the rest of this video after I get past verse 1 of this Isaiah 56, man. So this is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10. It says, "And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee." These people are in the kingdom, man. Right? They not being spared from judgment, but they are being in the kingdom, man. The kingdom is salvation, right? Whether they're preserved for the kingdom, which is Yeshua, or whether they're, or Yahushai, or whether they're saved, right? Which is Yahushai, but they're not saved from anything. They don't need to be saved from anything. What they do need to be is preserved from danger, man. Right? Preserved from destruction, preserved from the war, man. Right? That's what they do need, man. Right? And that's how we get in this here, man. Right? How are they building up our walls if all the strangers is going to be destroyed, man? "For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee." Right? This talking about the children. He smote us, right? But he in his favor he had mercy on us, the children of Israel, man. Right? And it says, "Therefore thy gates." So this is why we know it's about us. It says, "Our gates, thy gates," it's mercy on us, right? Not the heathen. Right? "Therefore thy gates shall be open continually," right? "They shall not be shut day nor night, that men might bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles." Let's go into that, right? I think it's verse 11. So the forces of the Gentiles is the wealth of the nations. That's literally happening in the New Testament, right? "Receive the wealth of many lands," right? The forces of the Gentiles is talking about this here, right? And it says, wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nations. And then it says forces of the Gentiles, right? Wealth of the Gentiles. Wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nations. So every version says wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nations. Right? Hold on. Wealth of the nations. Right? And it says, and they shall lead, and day and night let the rulers of nations lead the people to you with all their treasures. So the people, the kings of the nations, or the rulers of nations, is going to come to us with their treasures, their riches. Right? Wealth of the nations. Wealth of the nation. Wealth of nations. Right? May bring you their wealth. Right? So kings. So that's literally talking about rulers, kings, going to bring us their wealth. Right? And it says, bring you their wealth. Wealth of the nations. Right? Wealth of the nations. Forces of the Gentiles. So it's literally talking about the wealth of the nations, man. The forces of the Gentiles is the wealth of the nations, man. And their kings may be brought. So their kings are going to be brought unto us, man. Right? "The king shall be your nursing fathers, and queens thy nursing mothers." Right? Let me get that really quick, man. So lucky, I gotta look for it. I don't know why sometimes I do it this way, but it don't matter, right? Let me see if it's written down. No, it's not. So I gotta get that real quick, man. Right? I haven't got this verse in a minute because I don't believe that in the land of our captivity we should be having the heathen kiss our boots at this time, man. Right? In the kingdom, though, this is gonna happen, man. Right? So this is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 22. I don't have this written down. That's crazy. Right? It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, or Allah, Adonai Yahweh, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles." He literally saying he gonna lift up his hand to the other nations, man, and set up my standard to the people, to the other nations. He's gonna bring his standard to the people, man. Right? "And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders." We're gonna trust these people to carry our children? We have to, because that's what the scriptures say, right? "And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, worshiping." right? Hold on, let's finish this off. And lick up the dust of thy feet, thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me, man. So where else do it say? Oh, I don't know if I want to get out of there just yet. Hold on. I'm also stay in this right here because I was not done there, man. I think it's 3. Let's see. It's either 2 and 9 or 3 and 9. We're gonna go with 3 because I believe this is what I'm looking for. So this is Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet. So literally, people. I hate to call out a brother by name, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna refrain from calling out the brother by name, actually. But it was a brother on Facebook talking about Deacon and them. I'm gonna say them by name because them brothers, we know what we talking about here, man. But they was talking about Deacon and them, man. And what they were saying is, so you mean to tell me that the Jewish man is gonna be in the kingdom, right? He gets salvation. Well, this is what this is saying. It says the people who call themselves Jews will come and worship before our feet. Why wouldn't they be in the kingdom? Unless the Jewish man is not going to worship before our feet. What is it? Are they or are they not? We use this verse all the time, but we don't deal with this, right? Come on, man. And to know that I have loved thee, the children of Israel, man. Right? So going back into this Isaiah 60, right? Where was I at? Verse 11. Right, and it says, verse 12 actually. No, actually, I was in Isaiah 49:23 about how the kings of the earth will worship us, pretty much, man. Yeah, so verse 12 it says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee, so these nations, if they don't want to serve us in the kingdom, shall perish, right? They think that, hold on, let me get let me get it. We're gonna just go here. I don't want the NIV, the King James version. Honestly, it don't matter what version you get, but I like the King James when bringing out lessons. So this is what they say, man. There's neither Jew nor Greek. There's neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. So they would say, oh, we all equal. But there's a hierarchy in the kingdom, man. These bond and free, that don't mean that, oh, y'all not gonna be slaves in the kingdom. All this is X'd out, man. The Lord changed not, man. This do not mean that they not gonna be servants in the kingdom, man. This do not mean that they not gonna have a proper position in the kingdom. They're gonna be in a role of servitude, man. Right? But this is literally giving all men the ability to come to the laws, man. Right? So going back to Isaiah 60, man. And it says the glory of so basically these nations are going to be utterly wasted, man. And it says the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree and the pine tree and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, right? And it says, and I will make the place of my feet glorious, right? The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, worshiping before us. That's what that's talking about. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. That's going into Revelation 3 and 9, man. Right? And they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, man. This is their version of salvation, man. They get to come into the kingdom. They don't have to die, man. Right? Because we could kill all the heathen, man, and just be good, man. But the Lord, he did extend it to the other nations, man. Right? So, where is we just at? Right? I got to keep on going because I am nowhere near done with this first verse, man. Alright, so this Isaiah 2 verse, let me get, I just got to start crossing off these verses that I already got because it's problematic for me. Dang, I only got 2 verses already and I'm 19 minutes in. That's crazy. Isaiah chapter 2 verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills or the nations, and all nations shall flow unto it. Right? So it's saying all nations gonna come to the mountain of Yahweh, man. And it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the Most High, or the God of Jacob, right? And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, right? For out of Zion, right, the children of Israel, they shall teach, right, shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, right? Verse 4, it says, and he shall judge again among the nations, right, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. This is talking about them serving us, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Right? So this is literally kingdom prophecy, man. They're gonna be in the kingdom and they're not gonna be warring with each other. They're gonna be at peace, man. Right? But right now, that ain't the case, man. Right? We're gonna get into the kingdom and we're gonna deal with that, man. But right now it ain't the case, obviously, man. But what we seeing though is this is their version of salvation, man. Right? We're gonna get it, man. You might not think that it's it. This is what it is, man, but we're gonna prove it. And we just showing you the role of the kingdoms and the role of the nations in the kingdom, man. Right? This is Micah chapter 4, verse 1. But in the last days, right, it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh, right, shall be established in the top of the mountain. So this is basically saying the nation of Yahweh, right, is going to be established on top of the other nations. And it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. This is talking about them coming to the children of Israel, man, right? And it says, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh. Now this is talking about the city of the Lord, man, which is New Jerusalem, right? And they ain't going to be able to get into the inner courts, man. They ain't going to be able to operate under the ways that the Israelites operate, man. Right? And it says, into the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. They gonna get the word, man. Right? And it says, and he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations that are far off. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Right? That's crazy. They're not just... So it's reiterating the same thing. Neither shall they learn war anymore, man. Right? So it's reiterating the same thing. How many times does the Old Testament have to say that these nations going to come and serve us, man? Right? Galatians 3:28 is the one that canceled out all this. No, man. Right? Galatians did not cancel out the prophecies of the Lord, man. It's just a form of it's just a way to say that they're gonna serve the Lord, man, or they're gonna be able to serve the Lord, because they didn't have a chance, man. Right? We are all now able to serve the Lord, man. Right? And we're gonna see this in this Isaiah 56, by the way, man. So we got Zechariah 8:22. It says, yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek Yahweh Tazabawath in Jerusalem, and to pray before Yahweh. Right? And this literally going into the same thing, man. I really probably could just read through the rest of the verse, the rest of the book of Isaiah 56 after I get all these precepts, because they all lining up with what Isaiah 56 is putting down, man. Right? And it says, thus saith Yahweh Tazabawa, right? In those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew. They're going to hold on to us, saying, we will go with you. They want to come with us. Isaiah 14, man. It's the same thing that Isaiah 14 was saying, man. Right? For we have heard that Yahweh, or the Most High, is with you. And that's why I say God there, man. It's Allahaya. Right? We heard power is with you. Right? Prince of power with God. That's what Yasharallah means, man. Right? So it says the power is within us, man. Or with us, man. And they're going to understand that, man. This is what their salvation looks like, man. Right? So let's continue on in this Zechariah, but we're going to get another chapter out of it, man. Right? ChatGPT ain't let me down with these verses here, man. Right? I just asked it a generic question. I'm not too well versed in this type of stuff, man, because really to be 100% technical, man. I just thought that this was just a nation serving us, and I didn't think of it as a damn, my pen died. No, it didn't. Good thing it's the new moon. Cause I could light a light. Can't do this on the Sabbath though, man. Right? I'm trying to get this pen to work. Oh man, hold on. Come on, you gotta know the tools, man. Well, if it ain't gonna work, I'll use this highlighter here. I'm gonna have to buy some new pens, man. I ain't got no pens in this house. So Salakia, worry about getting this pen working, man. I should be just worried about this thing, this lesson. Right, so this is Psalm chapter 22, verse 27, and it says, all the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto Yahweh, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee, right? For the kingdom is Yahweh's, and he is the governor among the nations. So it says, this is about the kingdom, man. And then the nations is coming and worshiping. So the nations is going to be in the kingdom. Sounds like a form of salvation to me, right? Let's get to the next verse, or next one that we got, man, right? And yes, we're not saying that this is salvation. We saying this preservation, man. They're getting spared for the time that's to service, man. They're getting spared to service, man. All right, this is Psalm 47 and 3. It says, he shall subdue the people under us, right? And it says, and the nations under our feet, he shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. He loves us, man. Or loved, if you want to say past tense, but he still loves us. You know, it ain't like the love fell away from Jacob, man. Right? So he literally is, I didn't even mean to get that part, but it's okay. The next one I got is the verses 8 and 9. It says, God reigneth over the heathen. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham, for the shields of the earth belong to unto the Most High, right? He is greatly exalted, right? So, I don't know, this one ain't really hitting. I was just bragging about ChatGPT, but God reigneth over the heathen, right? God sitteth up on the throne of his holiness, man. So he's going to reign over the heathen too, man, which he does to this day, man. But the people are gathered together, right? And the people of the God of Abraham, that's quite literally, I believe that's talking about Israel, man. Even though it didn't take the God of Israel, I would have to say the people of the God of Israel, or Abraham. I would have to say that's Israel, man. Right? This verse is about Israel, man. The princes of the people are gathered together. We the princes, man. Right? We the prince of power with God. That would be my understanding, right? But that's rather here nor there, man. Right? The verse 8 was good for that, man. Right? This one is very very, 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 very hitting right here, man. Because I brought this out with my Esau will not be in the kingdom video, but now we understand that Esau is gonna be in the kingdom, man. And I just said, man, look, it is what it is, man. Sometimes the scriptures say things like this, but it is what it is, man. This is Amos chapter 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as is in the days of old. Right, so he said he gonna raise up the kingdom again, man, pretty much, right? And that they may possess the remnant of heathen, and all the heathen, right, which are called by my name. I believe the heathen which are called by his name is basically Elam, Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, right? And those are the ones. I wouldn't even go as far as saying Ishmael, but that's what I would have to say, because Ishmael literally is a name that kind of it has a lot in it. Ayashar Malak. I don't know how it is in the Hebrew, man, but it says God has spared or something. I think that isn't what Ishmael means, man. And it's Israelites with the same name Ishmael. So I have to say that this is about Ishmael for certain, but I don't know about everybody else, man. And they say, oh, that no nation is called by the Lord's name, but it's Israelites named Ishmael. So are the people who are Ishmael that are Israelites not called by the Lord's name? If they're Israelites and their name Ishmael, do that mean they're not called by the Lord's name? Israel is called by his name, man. And now it's showing you that the heathen also is called by his name, but that don't mean that they special. That don't mean that they getting a special role, man. Right? Um, but yeah, we gotta understand, man. We cannot deny what the scripture says. I got one more, and this one is directly from Deacon Genesis video, man, about salvation for all nations. Non-Israelites receive salvation. That video. So this Isaiah 67 verse 1. God be merciful unto us and bless us and cause his face to shine upon us a lot, that thy way may be known upon earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let's go here. We got to get into this. Why do we have to get into this? Let's show you why. Right? If you watch the video, you would know that why exactly I'm going into that word saving, man. And that's literally saying that saving health among all nations. That's all nations having saving health. Yeah. Oh no, that's actually Yeshua. Why? Yeah, Yeshua. That ain't Yahweh Shai. That's Yeshua in a sense, man. So when you say Yeshua, man, that ain't even right, man. That's crazy, man. I thought that was talking about Israel, man. Or I thought that was talking about Yahweh Shai, but it ain't, man. That's a whole nother word, man. So if I ever told somebody that Yeshua or this here was Yahweh Shai, man, I'm Salakia. Forgive me, man. Right, but the word is salvation. Save one time. Saving one time. Right? Deliverance. Right? Welfare, prosperity, deliverance, right? And we could also go into preservation. Preserved. I don't know why it's not in here, but that should be the word that we could find, man, or a word that should be used, man. Preservation, because it quite literally means the same thing, man. Let me see if we have the word preserve in the Hebrew, right? Okay, let me see what Genesis 19:32 says, man. Right, it is preserved in Genesis 19. Right, but it says right there, man, that it's the saving help to all nations, right? Preserve, right? Let's see. Oh, that's Haya. It ain't the same, man. So Haya. Let's see if it's another word though. We not gonna get too far into this, man. Save, right? It's kind of the same thing, man, but not really. Let's see, Genesis 19. Okay, so let's see. I gotta just check one more thing. Alright, so it is one in Genesis 32:30 that isn't used. So let's go here. Alright. I wanted to see that Genesis 32:30 real quick, my bad. Because we said my life preserved. Right? So it is still a different word, man. Right? So preserve, I can't even really use that, man. I can't say that, man. It's salvation, man. Or saved. Right, spared, right? You can't say that it's not talking about what it says, man. Thy saving health among all nations, man. That's what the scriptures say, man. Thus saith the Lord, man. Right? You cannot get around this, man. The same word here for saving health, man. Let's go back. One more time. Right? I'm gonna go and find it in Isaiah 14, man. Or 45. Oh, it ain't in Isaiah 45. Okay, so now we got to go there then. We gonna get into this, man. Isaiah 45:17 is saved. It might be the same type of thing though, man. Preserved, save, savior, deliver, help. So this is going into something totally different. We're gonna be delivered. Right? And that's, man, everlasting salvation, right? And save. That's save. Hold on. Salvation. Tashawai. And it's kind of almost like Yeshua, but it's with a T. TH at the beginning, man. Um, Salvation, deliverance, hope. Man, I see this Isaiah 56 real quick, man. I see this Isaiah 56 real quick, right? I just Yeshua. So this is the same thing, man. So the same thing for Psalm 67 and 2 is the same thing as Isaiah 56 and 1. It's the same word. And in Isaiah 45 and 17, it's a different word. The Shua. We got to deal with this, man. Right? But let's still talk about salvation, man. The word there is Yeshua. You can't get around there. Right? So where did I leave off here, man? Thy saving help among all nations, right? Let the people praise thee, O God. All the people praise thee. This ain't even just about Israel. It's about everybody, right? All nations will worship the Lord, man. That's what the scriptures have, man. And it says, oh, let the nations, not Israel only, but let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For thou shalt judge the people, not thy people, the people, righteously, and govern the nations upon the earth. Salah. Okay, so that's going into how the other nations, or what the other nations' salvation looks like, man. This Yeshua, man. Servitude, right? Yes, worshiping the Lord, right? And serving the Lord, being able to come into his holy mountain, right? But it's not talking about they can be equal to Israel, man. And my righteousness to be revealed. So this is Deuteronomy 6 and 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all the commandments before Yahweh our power as he commanded us. So this is what the righteousness is going into. The righteousness to be revealed. That's talking about Israelites being rose into power, man. Right? And I could get another one too, man. Let's go here. I know it ain't going to say the same thing, but it's similar, right? Romans 8 and 18, it says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, right? The righteousness being revealed, right? The glory being revealed, man, in us, the Israelites, right? One more. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, right? Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right, so the nation's gonna look at us, man, and be like, dang, right? Let's keep on going though. For what nation is there so great who have God so nigh unto them as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have all his statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, right? Which I shall have set before you this day, man, right? So the righteousness is going to be revealed, and it's going to be revealed to all nations, man, right? So that's verse 1, man. What do we do? 39 minutes on one verse. This is kind of turning into WFI, man. It's a lot. Yeah, no shot to them brothers. I love the brothers over at WFI. Don't watch them, but I love the brothers, mighty brothers over at that WFI, man. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the Son of Man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. This could be about anybody, right? I'm not gonna say it's about Israel or the heathen, because hold on, The stranger keep the Sabbath in verse 6, man. So we're not gonna say that the man is just Israel, man. So come on, let's get this verse 3 right. So it says, neither let the son of the stranger, right, that have joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, the Lord have utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. Let's get this stranger here, man, because we're gonna see that this is gonna be kind of like a saving grace, man, right? And I'm not saying that it is a saving grace, but it's applicable to that type of situation, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. This is talking about destroying the mighty men out of Esau, man. Right? Leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive. Let thy little widows trust in me. We got one more. So this is Job chapter 27, verse 13. It says this is the portion of the wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, right, which shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread, right? Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. So we getting the idea that Esau, he's gonna be brought bare, man, but he's gonna have his children and his women basically be left over. They're gonna be preserved, right? They're not gonna be spared. They're gonna be preserved, though. Some of them gonna be preserved for the day, man. Right? It says this is the heritage of oppressors, right? The women love us, man. Esau's women love us, man. Right? So why would we take them? Right? Why wouldn't we take them? Why wouldn't we make them under us, man? Right? But the men, they hate us because their women love us, man. Right? So why would we go about that route if we don't need to, man? Right? That's what the Bible is saying, man. So when it says, where was I just at, man? The son of the stranger, right? This ain't about right away, man. This is, okay, they gonna grow up in the kingdom, man, and now they gonna join themselves to the house of Israel, man. Right? Isaiah 14, right? And it says, speak, saying, Yahweh have utterly separated me from his people, neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. And the eunuch, that's about Israel. I believe it wholeheartedly that the eunuch is about Israel. Even though we see in the Bible it's the Ethiopian eunuch and all this stuff, when we go into this chapter, we can see that the eunuch is about Israel, and we're going to prove it, right? It says, for thus saith Yahweh unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbath and choose the things that please me and take hold of my covenant, right? Let's actually deal with that, man. Actually, let me just go here. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites, right? To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants, right? And the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises. Let's get another one. This is Hebrews 8:8. It says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the day is come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not with all nations. The covenant is with Israel. So when he's taking hold of the covenant, that's about Israel, man. Right? We could see that clearly, man. The eunuch is not about the Ethiopian eunuch or none of that, man. And let's actually go So let's get this real quick. Matthew chapter 19, verse 12, it says, for there are some eunuchs which were born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. So this is after he said that, so we got to understand that this is still applicable, man. Christ didn't change, right? And it says, this is Matthew 15, verse 24. It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent. Why is he talking about the eunuchs if this is for the other nations, right? This is about Israel. But I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ was talking about the Israelites, about the eunuchs, or not even here. This is talking. Isaiah is talking about the Israelites, because the heathen cannot take hold of the covenant. They could cleave unto Israel, but they cannot take hold of the covenant. The covenant is established with Jacob. The covenants pertain to Jacob, right? Not all the other nations, man. That's what Romans 9 talks about, right? So and this is how we know also, man. Verse 5, Isaiah 56:5. Even unto them I give in mine house, and within my walls a place and a name better. So how can somebody who is a heathen be better than of sons and daughters, right? How can somebody who's sons of heathens, man, or who is a eunuch of the heathen, have a name better than the children of Israel, man? Right? Let's get this really quick, man. I gotta get a couple though, man. Right? This is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, for unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people. So this is how can you be greater than anybody if the Israelites are above all people that are upon the face of the earth, right? There's another one, right? There's two, right? Two versions of this, right? Right? So I'm gonna get the first one. No, I gotta get the first one. I don't know why I went that far down. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 13. It says, "And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. Right? Thou shalt be above only." Right? How is somebody greater than the children of Israel as a heathen, man? "And thou shalt not be beneath. And if thou hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them," right? So this is basically saying if we keep the commandments, the Lord is gonna make us the head. And now I gotta get another one. How can these people be greater than the children of Israel when this is happening, man? Verse 7, Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. "And the Lord and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies." This is not about gotta go back to Deuteronomy 28 to show this, but "and upon them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." So let's see. Control F. No. Alt head. Right. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 44. "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." This curse is going to be put on the heathen. We gonna be the head again, and they're gonna be the tail. They can't be greater, right? They can't be better, right? The name can't be better, man, right? This ain't what it's talking about. It's talking about the children of Israel having a name better, right? So this is Isaiah 56:5 again. "Even unto them I will give in mine house and within my walls a place and a name better than of sons and of daughters," right? "And I will give them an everlasting name," right? "That shall not be cut off," right? If we go back to Isaiah 45 and 17, we see everlasting salvation, man, right? That's what it's talking about, man. Not about the heathen, man. Right? Because, we're not going to go that route, because the Lord going to choose who he chooses. He going to have mercy on who he have mercy, man. Right? So, going into verse 6, this quite literally about the strangers, right? Eunuchs. Why didn't they just say the strangers, the eunuchs of the strangers, right? It's clear that this is talking about Israel in verse 3 and 4 and 5, man, right? But not, but when you look at it, man, they say eunuch. This could be anybody. Nah, right? So this is Isaiah 56 and 6. It says, "Also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh to serve him, and to love the name of Yahweh." So they want to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be servants, his servants, right? They ain't going to be the servants of the Most High. They're going to be the servants of the children of Israel, man. But even then, it don't matter, man. "Everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taketh hold on my covenant." This ain't This say the same thing though, man. Right, but they taking hold of my covenant, and that quite literally means the same thing. Taketh hold, right? They just trying to make themselves following after the ways of the Most High. This here, man, the covenants belong to Israel, but this here, man, from the same breakdown that I just gave, you would have to say that this is about the heathen, man. I mean, about the children of Israel. But we're gonna do something real quick, man. Right? And I'm gonna prove that this can't be about anybody else but the heathen, man. This is the word for a stranger, a car, right? Foreign, alien, foreignness. This is not in any instance ever used for a child of Israel, man. Ever. Never. I've done the breakdown for this. Heathendom. It's about the stranger for real. Gur might be used for Israelite, but Gur also is used for strangers who convert themselves to the Most High, right? So this is talking about a stranger who's changing their ways to become one with the Most High, right? Following his ways, right? And it says, verse 7, this ain't talking about they is a part of the covenant. They taking hold of it. They come into the covenant. They trying to be a part of the covenant, man. Right, let's actually get this in another verse, man. Just to see what it says, right? So it's saying hold fast to my covenant. Hold all of my, okay, so hold fast and hold firmly to my covenant. They grasp and they cleave into the covenant. They trying to get a part of it, man. Right? Hold fast, right? Hold fast. Take hold of my covenant, right? They trying to keep by conscientious but obedience. They're gonna obey the Most High, man. They can't be a part of the covenant. They're gonna do it by observing the ways of the Most High, man. Right, and it says who hold firmly. So this ain't talking. All right, we gotta just do the service, man, because we're not gonna do one without doing the other. Hold fast to my covenant. So this, the NLT is great. It says, for this is what Yahweh says, I will bless those eunuchs who keep my Sabbath holy and who choose to do what pleases me and commit their lives to me. So why does this one say this, right? And this one in the NLT, right? Hold fast to my covenant. They knew it was a difference between one and the other. And actually, let's go here, man. Let's go back. And let's go into this. What we want to see. I know it's probably not going to be two different words, but I want to just look into it, right? Take hold, Hazak, Barait, right? So let's go right up here to verse 4. Let's just see if it's the same thing. It should be, but you never know, man. Hazak, Barait. So it's the same word, but they understand it was two different inflections, man. So I just want to see what this is, man. Wow. Right, so hold on, my bad. I just want to see what it is in this, man. Yeah, it's the same thing, right? Hazai, Wazai, Ha, Zakai. Yeah, so it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. We cannot refute it, but they knew it was a different type of instance with this, with the eunuchs and the stranger, right? NLT, I want to go back to verse 6, right? Or verse 4. Well, no, I don't really need to go past that, man. We proved the point that it's two different types of things, ideas here, man. One is literally following his ways. The other ones are trying to do what they can to keep the ways, right? They doing everything they can to get to join themselves to the Most High, man, right? So the verses prior that I brought out to this, man, is what this is all about, man, right? And every verse kind of goes into this verse 7, right? Even them, the strangers, so will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer, right? Their burnt offerings and their sacrifice shall be accepted upon my altar, for mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. We got that already, man, right? They shall come to the house of the Lord and pray. Right, they should come to the house of the Lord, the mountain of Yahweh, and pray. That's what this is about, man. Right? So it says, Yahweh or Adonai Yahweh, which gathereth the outcasts of Israel, right, saith, yet will I gather others. This is simple. Israel and others are gathered to him, right, besides those that are gathered unto him. So these people are not the same. These people are already gathered. These aren't. So these are other people. The Israelites are going to be gathered, man. Right? He's going to bring us from the four winds of the earth, man. Let's go forward with this. Right? Hold on. I will gather them where they were scattered. Hold on. Okay, so verse 3, it says, Deuteronomy 30:3, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will gather thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Lord thy God has scattered thee. So quite literally, this is saying that this is happening. Well, some people will say this is simultaneously, but I believe that this is after, man. Right? It says, besides those that are gathered unto him, we are already gathered. Right? He will gather others that besides those that are already gathered. Right? Let's get this out of another version, man. Because maybe it don't say that in another version. Right? Gather still others. Bring others. Right? Brings back the outcasts of Israel. Oh, okay, let me see. Hold on. I will gather yet others be to him. See, it's literally gather others. We gathered already, man. I'm gonna go in and be firm with that, man. That we already gathered. We already settled, man. Right? This ain't talking about they getting brought out of the place, or being saved out of something, man. This is talking about they getting gathered after Israel gets gathered, right? And that goes into Isaiah 14. Right, they shall take them and bring them to their place. We gathering them. Even though this ain't the kind of feeling that we get from this, that's what it's talking about, man. Right? They're going to be brought to their place, man. They're going to join, right? Join themselves to the house of the Yahweh, man. They're going to cleave to the house of Israel, man. That's what it's talking about, man. Right? Verse 9, all ye beasts of the field come to devour, yea, all ye beasts in the forest. Right? His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber, man. This is what this about too, man. Because the watchmen, they were blind. They didn't know no better, man. We didn't know no better. We were ignorant, right? Dumb as dogs, saying that they can't get into the kingdom, man. Right? Even though we didn't believe they weren't going to get in the kingdom, we didn't believe that they will be saved, right? But it's what it's talking about, man. Right? And it says, yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough. They are shepherds that cannot understand. Some people don't understand, man. They all look to their own way, right? And everyone for his gain from his quarter. This quite literally don't fit most of the children of Israel today because we don't do the truth for a gain. But it's about the children of Israel, man. Come ye, say ye, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. Really everything that's questionable, man, for most of the nation of Israel, man, is Isaiah 56, 1 down to 8. The rest of it is simple. But yeah, man, we hopefully this was edifying, man, because I really feel as though I went in and I touched base on all the topics that needed to be touched. And then if you watch at the beginning of the video, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 verses off of one verse, just to substantiate the rest of the chapter, man. So we gotta get into this, man, and we cannot refute what it's saying, man. And I did before, which I don't believe it is the same anymore, man. Right? But I did before. I would say that this is after the 1,000 years. There's no way to prove that, man, because it's saying he's gonna gather others. We don't know when the gathering gonna be, right? Actually, we kind of do, right? Because I'm gonna get another one. I gotta get this one. I got to, right? Hold on, I should have been here anyway. But this Isaiah 13 verse, 15. Isaiah 13:15. It says, "Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." So this talking about evil people, man. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces. We killing the children, man, before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Wives still coming along though. The wives are still coming along. It ain't no way around it, right? Um. So yeah, man, we seeing this is what it is, man. At least I see. Some people might not agree. Actually, some people might not even want to hear this, man. Right? But it is what it is, man. Right? It's a servitude. It's a hierarchy. It is not talking about, oh yeah, all nations are being saved from the hand of their enemies. It's not. It's about being um, kept, I guess, for the day when we come and grab you. That's what I get from it. I don't see it any other way, man. Right? Because the scriptures say that. Right? With that, I want to say shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. EGA till we see the day. Kwam Yasha.